Hey, it's Alex here from Orb Studios. I just wanted to briefly touch on my or one of my favored vocal chains that I use on a lot of my mixes and a lot of production work that we do here. So if I click on each of the plugins that we use, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what they do, but do comment if you want to know more about what each individual part kind of does. I'll give it a brief overview of the process. So the first thing I do obviously is from the main vocal channel where the vocal sits, is that I run a surgical EQ, some gain staging, um, sometimes a compressor, depending on if it's required or not. Um, and that's really kind of about it on the actual channel itself. It then gets pushed to a bus. Um, and then on this bus, we start with the Pultec EQ1A, which is a well-known, fantastic EQ. And this EQ is, again, part surgical, part color. It then goes into the UAD LA2A tube compressor. Again, this compresses and colors. I love the sound of this compressor for vocals. It's got an amazing feel, amazing punch, and it's for me it's a must on vocals. We then go into Decapitator from Sound Toys. Again, just adds that saturation and drive that you kind of beefing up the vocals. You can use Decapitator on bass lines, on drums, if they're, or on anything that's kind of lagging a little bit. Stick this plugin on, and it beefs everything up. It's a miracle plugin, to be honest, and it's brilliant for us engineers. It then goes into another compressor. This is the R Comp. Again, fantastic plugin, absolutely brilliant. And again, just using a little. This is quite a gentle compression here. It's not a massive, a massive part of the loads of heavy compression. We don't want that there. This is just just to help those first three, if you like, plugins to stick together well. From there, we go into again an absolute amazing EQ. And this one is a shaping EQ. So the 500A equalizer, a fantastic EQ, one we use all the time in the industry. And I massively rate it for anything to do with vocals. We then come down and we have a de-esser. Actually, just going back, I do run a de-esser on the main vocal channel as well. So I actually de-ess twice, and even sometimes three times. Okay, just depending on how many sort of spoons or whatever else I want to get rid of. So yeah, this de-esser sits on the bus and does the de-essing job. I then am using a stock plugin, which is part of Logic, and it's chorus, just to add a little bit of stereo whip feel to it, really, on that chorus, because it can give it that kind of wider feel, and hence why, again, only very small amounts used. We then come into, which everyone probably knows, the Pro Q3, and this is again a fantastic EQ. But again, this one after the color, this one is just to shape slightly and make it sound, just that. It's very good at lifting and making it sound bright. We then come in to the final piece, and we just use a standard compressor just at the very end. That's a stock plugin from Logic. That compressor simply glues everything together with a very light bit of compression, just to glue all of that sort of plugins and etc. Together. The other thing that I do on all, there's no reverbs and delays on my buses. I put these on bus sends, and then I send them in to the vocal channel. Maybe next time we'll talk about delays and reverbs that I use. Any questions on anything that I've talked about? Anything you want to know? Yeah, just hit us up and let us know.